My name's Dennis Martin, and my father and I own and operate Martin Charolais Farm. And today we primarily are in the business of producing local grown beef. Really, that's where I got interested in agriculture, is just growing up here on the farm and helping my grandfather and father with what they did. When I was 14 years old, I had saved up some money and I wanted to buy myself a cow. And I really thought white Charolais were something I was interested in. My father really liked how good my cow did, so he started buying some Charolais also. And so basically for the past 46 years, we've just built our herd and raised purebred Charolais. If y'all don't mind, we'll just keep riding, and that's kind of normally what we do. We check these every morning, make sure nothing's off somewhere in labor trouble. They're all here. We don't have to pull a calf this morning. When these old cows get too old to be productive, they'll go to the Cleveland County Agriculture and Livestock Exchange and they'll get sold, and they'll end up as beef too, but it won't be beef that we'll be selling. So they get to live a good, happy life until then. I guess it's been either 4 or 5 years now that we got connected with Newgrass. I basically just went and talked to them one day and asked them if they needed somebody to pick up their spent grain, a brewer's grain, and I just happened to catch them at the right time. They were needing somebody to pick it up, and so probably it's either 4 or 5 years ago, we've been picking it up ever since and feeding it to our cows. And they do a good job in only offering mostly local food through their chef, Wes Allen, and he began to buy ground beef from us to make their farm burger with. And it's just been a real good partnership for us since we started it. Come on, come on, come on. They like it, don't they? It's good nutrition for them. I always like to say my cows are not just grass-fed, they're new grass-fed also.
One of the partnerships that we formed, and formed it actually early on, was we knew we were going to have a byproduct of all the spent grain that would normally just either go into the landfill or be thrown away, and worked with Dennis Martin of Martin Charolais Farms he could utilize that spent grain with his cattle. Everything we hear, we've arguably got the best hamburgers in Cleveland County, and it's due in large part to the way Wes prepares it in the kitchen. But it's undeniably the freshness of the meat when you have it from 10 miles away, where it's processed and brought to you, and you're serving it that same week. You just can't get that kind of fresh food product off of a truck that comes across the country.
Having farmers, small farmers in a community, you know, I grew up in Fallston, so I mean, I've known Dennis. You know, he was a school teacher. I just know his family. I know what kind of people they are. They're good people, and that I could pick up the phone and say, "Hey, Dennis, I need 50 pounds," and he's here within the hour. Just having that convenience and that relationship with him is you know, awesome.
Wes, the chef, he just sends me a text and say he needs, say, 50 pounds of ground beef, and when you come to pick up that grain today, can you bring it to me? And so most days when I take him ground beef, I bring back home brewer's grain to feed to the cattle. It just works out good for not only us, but I think it works out good for Newgrass. The majority of what we sell is local beef. We sell through local farmers markets, and there's a lot of good farmers markets in our area. We have a great one here in Shelby, the Foothills Farmers Market.
Wes is one of the few chefs around that goes and shops at the Foothills Farmers Market, and there's no doubt that it makes a huge difference in the quality of our food.
It gives me inspiration to go down and look at things and items that they have, produce, and kind of plans for my day. And I build relationships with folks down there. I mean, we don't even talk about beef sometimes, or any, you know, we talk about our kids, our family, what, you know, the football game or whatever's happening that weekend. I mean, a lot of times it's, it's not business. It's friendships.